Hello there, and welcome to Generation Gamer. We're your host. My name is Adam, and joining me today are three other gamers: Jaden,
Hello.
Lewis,
Hello.
and Stephen.
Hello.
And on today's review, we're looking at a new game from the Ghost Recon franchise, Ghost Recon Wildlands. So let's crack on straight away. Obviously, this is going to be a new multiplayer game, multiplayer only, as it looks like. There's going to be no single player campaign, so it's going to be you with a bunch of friends fighting away. And that's one of my first questions, really. What do you guys think of the whole multiplayer only concept when it comes to these type of games?
Well, you see, this could end up being a bad decision in the fact that not everyone you play with online, unless you've got friends, can be trusted to work as a team. I mean, we've all been there in multiple other online games where you've got a plan and you want to stick to it, and then someone's like, you know what, I'm just going to go over here and do my own thing, and then they just screw it up for you. I mean, you get that quite a bit with a few of the games, not all of them, so it is going to be definitely one where you're going to need to talk to the people, and you're going to need to organise. I mean, if you've got friends who you can play with, it's going to be really good, I reckon.
Okay, so you think, I mean, like a lot of games, really, you're kind of focused into one thing, but where this is going to be open world, much like GTA, I suppose, is that if people don't play the missions, they're not going to play the missions. Lewis, what do you think about that? Do you think it's going to work in the same way GTA is when people don't play the missions, or?
Well, on GTA, we didn't. When we tried to do it, we didn't actually get on to do the missions because we couldn't find that fourth player, and we couldn't take. Couldn't find the. Yes, Max. Thanks. Get him out. Yeah, we couldn't actually find a fourth player, so we didn't do any of the actual missions. And just looking at the video.
Oh, was that the heist missions?
Those are the heist missions, and just looking at the video, is it just those four players, or is there going to be loads of four players everywhere? I mean, is it just those four players with the whole world, or is it someone going to come along and just like steal the cocaine from you or something like that? Just questions.
So, like in GTA, when you played a mission, and it was
Does
four
it take
people,
you out? Yeah, does it take you out in a different?
going to take you out into a whole game world.
In a whole game world where it's just yous, or is there going to be?
I could see they could probably do that, because then there'd be so many thousands of people overlapping the same mission over and over. It's, by the time you go to ambush this, as you can see from the trailer, this drug lord. 5 minutes earlier there could have been a whole lot, another 8 people there in their fighting, blowing the hell out of it, and you get there and you walk through and just kill your objective.
I think this type of game, you need a certain type of player. It's like Stephen said, there's going to be players that are coming on where they're just going to be going in for fun. I mean, who is going to be that disciplined enough to be that far away from the action when you'd rather be just down there?
Well, you're talking about the guy with the sniper rifle.
The guy with the sniper
miles
rifle.
away.
Yeah, I mean, the guy with the sniper rifle, probably you. Probably you, because you're like...
No, I like getting up close, but I know plenty of people who would want to do that. I mean,
Yeah, but you
you'll
know,
get into
you know
games.
plenty of people. I mean, I hardly would know any like 4 people who would
Don't
get
know
this
4
game.
people.
About 5 4 people, they wouldn't get this. But
Do you think they all go off on their own and you say, okay, this guy, we're going to play this mission stealthy, and then all hell breaks loose because one person says, oh, I can't be arsed, I'm going to fire a rocket launcher through the window at the top floor.
I wouldn't blame them. It might make it a bit more exciting than sneaking about and just.
That's true, but you could end up in a game where you need to go and kidnap some dude, and the 3 other people in your team are all snipers, will all sit on a hill going, oh, we're a mile away, we're going to take out the entire base, but they can only see one side of it,
Well,
so anyone who walks around the back of the building is going to be absolutely fine.
That opens the question: is that in your team, do you have to have one sniper or one heavy and one normal guy?
So everybody has to play their role.
So everyone has to play their certain role, or can you just? Or is it just like, can you just walk around and join a team and find anyone, or just be with anyone? It's just simple questions like that. I mean, on the video, who is the guy? It's the bad guy. He's like Bane, isn't it?
He looks like a big Mexican tattooed drug lord.
I think anyone who's a villain should be like Vass from Far Cry 3, instead of this big hunk Bruno type of guy.
Yeah.
You need some guy with like a bit of character.
Well, I suppose they haven't got a lot of time to give him any character. I suppose they've got to show a little bit, and he's going to be the overlord, I suppose, the main big enchilada you're going after. What do you think, Jay? Do you think you'd be able to get a crew together who'd be able to sort all that out and play their roles?
I don't know, because I thought it was just single player as well, instead of just single player, which is stupid. And I think it should be single player as well, because you can add a lot of things in single player, as side missions and hunting people down, and more fun to play with, maybe on your own, if you don't have any people to play with.
So do you think you're going to be stuck for 4-player, or, I mean, much like Destiny's raids, you have to have 6 people or you have to have 3 people to do these particular raids. Do you think you're going to be able to play this solo?
Well, the way the teams work, I mean, they'll probably have some kind of team directional system, but with the way the gameplay goes, it will probably be more like the last Ghost Recon game. And I've got to say, I wasn't a fan of the AI in that.
You can unleash
I mean,
chaos.
yes, you could tell them to go and do something, but most of the time you just wanted them to follow you around. And you did it all yourself. It was much like the last Ghost Recon 2.
Decide
In
who
the,
lives
which one was
and who
it
dies.
Modern Warfighter, I think it was.
Oh, the one with Senor Ghost.
Yeah, that one. I mean, the very first one before that, your team were fantastic. You gave them an order, they went off. You could pretty much do the entire game with just your team if you organised them right. That one, you told them to sit on a ridge, they'd have a brilliant position, there should be no trouble at all taking out the enemy, they'd sit there and they'd fight for 5 minutes straight, and both of the enemies have got behind a car, and you have to go and kill them yourself. So the AI is going to be a bit hit and miss on this one.
Oh, I mean, personally, I don't think there's going to be AI. I think they're going multiplayer, and that's it. You either play it on your own with a random selection of people, or it will be, you're on your own. You're not going to have a fire team to order about. I mean, with this, of all consoles being connected, I think people don't really want to play with AI as much. They would rather have someone they can talk to. But it all goes down to, can you trust these individuals that you're with? I mean, do you think they're going to go the same way Destiny did with its matchmaking? Is that you don't have matchmaking. You can only play with people on your friends list or people you know in order to get some sort of coherent gameplay, because it's going to be stuck in the trap of, if I get a bunch of randoms in and this randoms don't want to play the mission the way I want to play it and the way I want to plan it, are you then going to have to kick them? You're going to find new people? Are you ever going to be looking for people who want to play the missions that way you want to play it? Okay, well, the next thing is the setting. So it looks like it's set in Mexico initially, but there's a big map at the end, and it shows that perhaps it could be spread over different areas. What do you think, Jay? Do you think it'll be just set in Mexico in a desert, or it's going to be all over the world?
I don't know, I think it'll just be set in Mexico and a desert, and it'll just be one setting.
Well, mainly it's only going to be Mexico, because where else are you going to see like people walking about with like guns strapped in the back? You won't see that in London or anything like that. We did see a thing about Europe, but whereabouts was not going to be like Ukraine or anything, because that would be just a bit too sensitive or something like that.
I mean, there was the guy driving a motorbike across an ice field, and I'm pretty sure there's no ice fields in Mexico, unless things have radically changed.
I don't know. Are there any mountain ranges in Mexico where you're high enough to get ice fields and snow? I don't know.
No, I don't think there's anything like that. So you could be, I mean, it could be just a one-off mission that you play in some frozen tundra, and then you get propelled off to the next particular mission.
Or
It's a
it's got to be like one of those DLC Take Out Hitler or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
In the Dragon's Nest or something. And, but I don't think anyone would like let him live. You know, go on, let him live. You know, I don't think anyone would do
Yeah,
that.
no, let him go. You know.
Oh, he suffered enough, but he.
Yeah. I mean, how many times has he been killed in computer games?
He hasn't. He hasn't even been in any single computer game.
He has.
Which one?
He was on that sniper. What was the sniper
What,
game?
Sniper Elite?
Pick most
Sniper
of the
Elite, and
Wolfenstein
What, you get to take
games.
him out?
He
Yeah,
was a
you can take him
downloadable content. You could assassinate Hitler to either stop or end the war early.
Yeah,
You never hear about
he
that?
was in Wolfenstein.
No.
He was in that Zombie Army trilogy where he was an undead Hitler, but you still shot him.
Yeah, but he doesn't beat when he's Kung Fury.
Oh,
That's always the
God,
best
the
one.
Kung Fury in
The best one. Okay, and my final question on this is the franchise. You know, this does look a bit like The Division in the way it's set up. I mean, less RPG probably, but I'm gonna say that when I looked at the trailer initially, I did think, oh, it's very similar to Division. I mean, Steve, you're a big fan of Division. You can't wait for that to come out. Do you think? Do you think there's probably quite a lot of sharing of technologies between the different departments that produce these two games?
Yeah, I reckon there's going to be a lot of similarities. Though after seeing Wildlands, because I prefer the military simulator to the RPG. You know, where you're knocking numbers off people.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching a
think
few
I might-
video, weren't we? And
I think I might
I've got to
enjoy
say, it
this
was
more.
very,
Oh,
very
arcadey.
MMO
I've had a bit
arcadey.
arcadey with the healing grenades.
Yeah, and the bullet sponges. It's
Healing
like-
grenades. I just found that ridiculous. I know it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to do it when the heat is going down. Well, just play better. You don't get-
I am-
you don't
Oh,
get
where
any-
was you? Where was you, Lewis? Just play better.
Play better.
Yeah, stop
You know,
crying about
I'm
it.
not helping you with my healing grenades. No. Well, what if you forget they're healing grenades and throw a real grenade?
Yeah. Oh, no, it depends how friendly fire's on, I suppose, isn't it? No. So overall, I mean, this is very early alpha footage. What's your initial opinions, Jaden?
I really wanted it because when they crashed it down, straight into mind, I thought it would just cause through without all the explosions. But overall, I think it's a really good game.
Yeah, you think you're going to keep an eye out for it on your radar?
Yeah.
Have you got that group of core players who you can trust?
Yeah, I have a lot of people in my friends list that we can probably go on and
Have a tactical discussion before you go into these crazy missions.
always go with that.
I mean, I would. I mean, I've only got one or two people who I play with fairly regular, so hopefully you won't need a four-man fire team to play some of these missions. I could do it just co-op with my buddies now and again. And then, Lewis, what do you think? You going to be on your radar?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I know it's only the free alpha, but is there any like multiplayer application on this? As in like,
Well, it's all multiplayer.
No, I mean like just like in Division, when you can come across another group of people. Do you think they'll be like the same on this one?
No, I think this is going to be sandboxing missions with probably a P versus P kind of
So like
thing in the background.
you've got your main mission, like your main storyline mission, and then a load of side missions.
You know, like Call of Duty, you've got your missions, and then you've got your multiplayer, and I think there's going to be a division there. I don't think you're going to be driving around and bumping into other team members who are not on missions. I think you're not going to get halfway through a mission and discover that the aeroplane full of cocaine you needed to steal has already been stolen by another group. I think it's going to be like GTA. Once you're in a mission, you're off on your own. All those other players don't exist anymore, and then you go back to like a lobby kind of system set in the landscape. I think this is a more militarized version of GTA at this point. I mean, it does look good, but I think you're going to have the right group of people. But so you're pretty much undecided.
I'm pretty much on sale, and plus, just going by this, you've got 3 options to do a mission. Does it like have a consequence? If there's a storyline, does it have a consequence? Say if you let that guy live, and just like on the video here, the guy kills himself because he's lost it, or it's because you killed him first of all, or you stole his drugs, or you know, does it have any real consequence except for you could do the mission this way, you can do the mission that way? You know, just like Assassin's Creed, basically. You can go in, stab everyone up, or you can sneak around, but it still don't make any difference
Yeah, I know what you mean.
in the consequence in the actual game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic, and if you like diving in, you know, parachuting in, if that's the loading screen, that'd be brilliant. You know, if you're just flying down and that's loading up, that, you know, no loading, that'd be fantastic. But
It would be good.
I don't know when it's out, but maybe if I get a good team together, you know, might be interested in it.
And you, Steve, on your radar, not on your radar?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I've got to say it's probably going to play a bit more like Far Cry, where it's you and your buddy, if you've got him in it, and you're basically just going off and doing the missions, and it's free roaming, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. It's because the amount of times when you come into missions on first-person shooters and third-person shooters, and it's all very linear. They might give you a big square map, but at the end of the day, there's like only 1 or 2 ways of doing a mission. Where in this one, you know, you can come at it, you can go completely off mission, you can go to the next valley over, steal someone's helicopter and fly that one back and use that in the mission if you want. You can spend like 20 minutes crawling in and doing like drain pipes or up ditches, and you'll be coming up right in the middle of their base. They might not know you're there until it's too late. And it's just going to be that flexibility and that option just to do whatever you want that is really going to sell it for me.
Okay, so that's Wildlands. So we've got 3 people looking for its radar. Lewis, a bit undecided, but we'll have to wait and see. There's probably going to be lots more footage released, and I'm not sure when the release date is. It's probably going to be after Christmas. I mean, if this is out for gameplay, but hopefully we'll get some more news later on, and we may talk about it again in the future. It all depends on how it looks. All right, signing off. Goodbye.